following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
From Hollywood, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Vincent Price, Cass Elliot, John O'Banion, antique bike collector Jean Trepanier, and from Washington, D.C., Barbara Howard. And now, here's Johnny.
Thank you. Now, sure. Now, come on. After you get what you want, what happens to me? You won't respect me in the morning. I believe a man is innocent till proved guilty, right?
Right.
So please withhold your judgment till the monologue is over. Well, let's see.
High star person.
See.
Tutti frutti or vanilla?
You look like the roommate from the man from Glad. Hi there. That is a great looking suit.
Thank you. I tried hard to have something decent on tonight.
Yeah, well, that's...
Only missed by about that much.
Yes. This is a last week of autumn, isn't it?
It is?
I just told you it was.
Oh, all right.
It's for this joke, it's the last week of autumn. Autumn's beautiful in California. You can always tell autumn in here. You know, the leaves turn brown the same color as our lungs. that's
You'd
how
throw the calendar upside down for that
That's
joke?
right. For that joke, I made it the last week of autumn. You sound good tonight. No, you're going to be good. Now, you see, last night we had an older crowd. Yeah, no, we did. This is a nice, good-looking young crowd. Last night, you can always tell when you... You bought that, huh? No, I'm serious. You can always tell when you have an old crowd. We came out last night, there were a row of people sitting with those buttons. Said prostate power. Well, let's see what's in the news today. The big news, of course, is that Vice President Agnew went to the Speaker of the House, Carl Albert, and asked to be impeached. True. And Carl Albert says, I'm sorry, you'll have to wait your turn. I think we should mention that tonight starts the first night of the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, which is, yes, it does. And so, Happy New Year to all of our friends. President Nixon celebrated the Jewish New Year by sending a card to Archibald Cox, the prosecutor, said, let my people go. That's what he did. You know, every year at this time of year, Ed tells people he's Jewish so he can celebrate. He doesn't care whose New Year is celebrating. Every February, he puts a rubber band around his forehead and tells people he's Chinese. Just so he can go out. That's what you do.
I do, yes.
Yeah. I am not Jewish, but I did make a New Year's resolution. I'm never going to have that corned beef sandwiches at Nate and Al's about 12 o'clock before you go to bed. Did you ever do that?
Yes.
It's like a 6-day war in your stomach. Grim. No, in honor of the Jewish New Year, McDonald's has a special. You want to make a guess? Instead of Big Mac, they're making a Big Murray. and Bagel McMuffin, which I think is kind of nice.
Right.
Yes, Bagel McMuffin. Isn't it nice the astronauts are back? They're all back safe. And they set all kinds of records up there. Most time in space, most time on the spacewalk, most pictures ever taken of the sun, most glasses of Tang without spitting up. That's one of the records. Remember how everybody is so blasé about the space shots nowadays? How many of you saw the recovery? Yeah, are you see? A few years ago, the networks would interrupt, 10 hours before splashdown, cover all of that, right? None other 10 hours afterwards. This time, right in the middle of the splashdown, NBC interrupted to cover Yule Gibbons spitting up a petunia. So it's, they've been gone almost 2 months, wasn't it? Yeah. And they had a lot of catching up to do. They want to find out, who's first place in the American League, who's first place in the National League, who's left in the White House. And they were up there 59 days. I don't stop, friends. 59 days, and of course, no women. And scientists are, Now, wait a second, I'll get to it. Scientists are making a lot of tests to see if they have any, signs of, physical impairment because of that space up there. They did make an astounding discovery. They'd never seen a space helmet with horns on it before. That's what the doctors found. Did you know they took 77,000 pictures of the sun? You know why they took that many?
No.
They had to take that many till they got one that wasn't overexposed. They were shooting right into the sun, you see. The next trip is going to be in November. Did you know that?
Yes,
The next Skylab. I wouldn't be surprised if Nixon and Agnew try to get on this one. This one will last a lot. What do you think? Here in Los Angeles and in New York and a lot of the major cities, they have 7 different television channels, plus UHF. Did you know one of the movies that was opposite us in Los Angeles last night on our show? I think on Channel 9. Bonzo Goes to College.
Uh-oh.
Now, if you remember those pictures, the Bonzo pictures, Bonzo was a chimpanzee, right? And they had things like a bedtime for Bonzo, Bonzo Goes to College, and all of those Bonzo pictures were directed by the producer of The Tonight Show, Mr. Freddie de Cordova.
Yes.
And It's nice to know that a man who made a monkey is a star in charge of my career. Fred, I'll make you feel at home. No, you directed that for all of those, right? Bedtime for Bonzo, Bonzo Goes to College, Bonzo Gets Rid of His Tension. You don't remember you saw that? That was, here's a sign in the green room. It says, please do not feed the guests. You see how that hangs on when you make those pictures? That's what he did.
Ooh.
Okay, let's move right along now. No, we do have a exciting show tonight, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Did you tell him who's on?
Yes, I did.
We have Cass Elliott with us tonight, Vincent Price, John O'Banion, a young lady with some interesting, I want to get her name right, Trepanier, I believe is the way she pronounces her name, with some antique bicycles, an authoress, or author, and what would she prefer? We'll find out. Barbara Hauer, who has a book called Laughing All the Way, which is about the inside things that are happening in Washington, or have happened there, or will happen. Am I leaving something out?
No, that's it.
Any questions? This meeting is closed. We'll be right back. What?
It's made out of sails.
What is that? Really, that's
This is my nautical suit.
made out of sailcloth. Yes. Very pretty.
So we stuck our little tootsies on the water, and we ducked under the waves we did. Oh,
You do sail in a suit like that, don't you? Stick around. We're going to give you some happy new words about Hormel chili.
Clap hands, here comes chili. Hormel, the good time chili. Clap hands for Hormel chili now. Clap hands for Hormel flavor. Great taste you're bound to favor. Hormel's the good time chili now. Oh, yeah. Hormel's the good time chili now.
If your lunch doesn't last you the whole day through, I'm Dinny Moore with a great beef stew. It makes a good dinner, but I've got a hunch. Why wait for dinner? Have it for lunch. It's meat and potatoes, good lean beef in a gravy rich beyond belief. Just try my stew. I've got a hunch. You're gonna like having dinner for lunch. Look for my thumbprint on every can and have dinner for lunch.
We are back. Fred looks like he's going on a yacht tonight.
Does he? Yeah.
With Doc.
With Doc.
Sailing. Anything to report at all? Anything happening we should know about?
Nothing's of importance. Just getting ready for our big show.
Should mention that. Yes, we have on Tuesday night, among our guests so far, and usually on the anniversary show, somebody may or may not drop in, but we have Sammy Davis, we have Buddy Hackett, we have Don Rickles, we have Burt Reynolds, and we're going to do a tea time movie, so it should be an exciting night.
Great.
We hope you're with us. We have a young lady, and I believe her husband is also with her tonight. Her name is Jeannie Trapanier, and they have the largest private collection of antique bicycles in the country. Now, I bet you didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know it until just this second.
Well?
But how interesting.
Well, it is.
Somebody bothers. I mean, I'm serious. It's great that somebody bothers to collect these things. Else, why would we know about it? You certainly haven't saved a bicycle.
I do have my bicycle at home.
What bicycle? Your little tricycle when you were a kid?
I didn't save that one, but I do have a bicycle at home, and I ride frequently. There's been a renaissance in bicycle riding in this country.
Oh, yes.
Because it's good for you.
But that's a new bicycle. That's not your old, from Norfolk, Virginia, but no, Norfolk, Nebraska bicycle.
I have that one, too.
You have that one, too?
Yes, I do.
Is that the one you have dipped in gold and on the wall?
We're going nowhere with this, aren't we? We're trying to get something going, and we're right in the sprocket hole. See, I tied that in. Anyway, we thought you might enjoy to see some of the bicycles that your ancestors smashed their faces falling off of years ago. Would you welcome Jean Trapanier? We got a very Victorian audience here tonight. That's what they wore, isn't it, when bicycling was in early fashion?
Yes, it is. This is a genuine ladies' antique bicycling costume of the 1885 period.
1885? Mm-hmm. Now, when you go out and you ride bicycles, you wear that, or?
I only wear this when I ride my antique bicycle.
The antique bicycles. This is rather an unusual collection you started. What got the interest started in collecting bicycles?
Well, my husband's a born collector.
Yeah.
And he started collecting when he was 9. Just odds and ends. And then he bought a buckboard by mowing lawns and working. And then when he was 11, he traded it in for a 1914 Studebaker. Got his parents to drive him all around in it.
All right.
Then one thing led to another, and he started collecting automobiles. Bob's a great swap meet goer, and he was there one day, and this man had a pamphlet on antique bicycles. He wanted it. Struck up quite a conversation with the guy, and the guy says, well, he says, if you're so interested in this book with old bicycles, would you be interested in an old bicycle? So he says, sure.
That's all it took, huh?
That's all it took. That afternoon we went over, and that's where we found the beginning.
Is this where you find most of them? You go to these kind of swap meets, and
We find them at swap meets. We find them all over the country. Of course, now people know about us and they write to us.
And when you say antique now, in furniture, they say an antique, to be an antique, has to be over 100 years old, but bicycles, what is the definition of an antique?
We consider our bicycles antique right at the turn of the century and before. We have bicycles going back to 1830.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Are they valuable? I mean...
Yes, they are. They vary in price depending on who is selling it, how old it is, and how rare it is, and the condition it's in.
Could you tell if somebody forged, you know, furniture forgery and stuff like that is very popular. How could you tell if somebody, a clever metal worker or something, got together, and are there certain things you have to know about them so you don't get...
Bob can spot them.
Is that true?
He can spot the phonies, yeah.
So nobody could really make up something and...
Not really,
and pass it off.
No, the workmanship and the tools they had to work with and just everything about it just dates it.
What's the most expensive bicycle in your collection?
Well, it's a tandem. It was made in England, and our latest offer on it was $5,000.
$5,000? That's expensive.
One bicycle.
Is that like the old bicycle built for two? Do they make those anymore? I guess they do, don't they? Still make bicycle built for two.
But they're a lot different.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to show... Oh, we have some... Oh, that's right, I want to show these. You said there's some that you've been trying to get that you cannot get.
There are bicycles. I mean, we have found a lot. We've collected. We have over 200 bicycles now.
Are these legitimate drawings of things that do exist?
Yes. You'll meet the fella who did these, and turn it the other way, please.
The other way?
No. This way.
Oh, this way. Oh, yes, I see, yes. I start going about Wednesday now. All right, what do you call that? That's a...
These are bicycles that they were made. We would love to acquire them if they could ever be found.
Well, there are more than 2 or 3 of... How many people are in this thing? 8 people?
The 8-man tricycle.
This is the 8-man tricycle.
8-man tricycle?
Yes.
It weighed about 1.5 tons, and it's about 17 feet.
Why would anybody build an 8-man tricycle?
Well, I don't know. Everyone had their own inventions. Throughout history and bicycles, there are so many inventions you just couldn't believe.
Yeah, that's rather weird. Well, if you think that's weird, folks, wait till you see this average couple.
This one was made about 1890, and it's a Jatho bicycle. This we do not have. We have not seen a real one to buy. We would love to find one.
Well, probably all the people who wrote it killed themselves riding it.
Yes, I don't think they're around
That's
anymore.
a strange-looking bicycle. Now, you're putting me on with this one.
No, I'm not. This came out of one of our pamphlets. This carriage was propelled by dogs and the man.
You put dogs inside the wheels and run around like a hamster?
And you just hope the dogs don't fall over. This bicycle was made in France in 1880.
So Con Edison gets all their electricity in New York. They have dogs running on this. That's very unusual. Now, we have some, I saw just before I walked through to come out to do the monologue tonight, I saw rather unusual bicycles you have back here. These are all legitimate?
They're all legitimate. Every bicycle we own is authentic. We have no
and are rideable?
Most of them.
Most of them?
It depends who the rider is.
That's what I thought. I knew there was going to be trouble.
Right. You're in for it.
When we come back, and your husband's with you tonight, right?
No, he is not.
Oh, did you have somebody who knows how to ride these?
Yes, I do. We have Louis Melendez here this evening. He will show how to ride some of these. Johnny Carson will show how to ride some of these.
It's going to be Craig's spot. We'll be right back after this message.
Drop everything. The Singer Sale-a-thon is on.
What's going on here?
The Singer Sale-a-thon. Just about everything's on sale. Like these great Singer sewing machines. The only machines with a front drop-in bobbin. This zigzag model is just $79. And this one, with built-in stretch stitches, is now only $135.
Wow, that's a steal. Drop everything and come to the Singer Sale-a-thon.
To me, steak is something mighty special. So I treat it special with A1 steak sauce. I think A1's the difference between just eating steak and really enjoying every bite of it. You know, for me, there's only one steak sauce. A1 and steak. Nothing better together in the whole wide world. A1 and steak. I like it.
If you just joined us, this unusual thing, not this unusual thing, this is Jeannie Trapanier, but this is a bicycle. What year would this be?
This bicycle is 1885.
1885.
It's a ladies' Columbia two-track tricycle.
And this is not rebuilt. This is a.
This is authentic.
Can you operate that?
I sure can. Steers here, and it's very easy to operate.
Is that crazy? Isn't that sweet? Why don't they make those anymore?
I don't think we have craftsmen smart enough anymore.
That one looks like it's fairly easy to ride.
It's very easy, yes.
Like a training wheel for a 747. Coming back here. You can't reach back here, can you? We'll be back there soon. Okay, what are some of the others?
Well, I'd like to introduce Lewis to you at this time.
Okay, where's Lewis?
Lewis will be coming out on his 1885 Columbia High-Wheeler.
Good. Oh. Now that's not easy to ride, is it?
Well, you let us know.
Why,
You make it look
so
easy.
pessimistic, John.
You want me to? How do you get on?
How do you get on?
Yeah.
Well,
Now, come on, this could be dangerous, right?
let me turn it around this way so they can see the trick step a lot better.
Well, there's a little step on
Yeah.
on the small
Well,
wheel.
here's a step here called the trick step.
Yeah.
And the beginners generally get on this way.
Right.
I think it'd be better if I try.
Okay.
Put one foot up here.
1 foot there.
Now, when you learn to ride this thing, you have to just grab the handlebars like this and
Push
scoot
off.
along and stand up on the trick step.
Right,
And
and
learn
then-
to, balance on it. After you've been a little familiar with it, you do something like this.
Oh,
That takes a while, John.
yeah, I don't know whether I should. That could fall over.
No, we can help you up here.
Oh,
and,
that's good then.
You can get a good feel of the machine.
I don't want to have the seat
Ed, you're a
surgically
big fella.
removed.
Wait a minute, let's wait for Ed.
Let's wait for Ed.
Okay, you might. No.
Fine.
Put your hands on the grips.
The hands on the grips.
Okay. Stand up. Get on. Okay, now, put even pressure on the pedals.
Yes.
You let me know when you want to go.
What?
If you want to release, we'll release.
No, don't let me go. They didn't have a lot of people riding these, did they?
Well,
I mean, let's be honest now.
no, it was generally for the adventurous young man. And,
I can see that.
and
That's extremely difficult to get up there. And thank you. It's nice climbing down you.
Well, Once you've learned how to ride them, they're no problem at all. In France and England, they had
The
fantastic
strange thing about
bicycle
this is
races.
it's really deceiving because I make it look so simple sometimes. I get
Well, sure.
expert bike riders that say, can I ride it? And there is no way they can ride it. This thing will have a tendency to throw you very quickly.
I can see that.
A header is this way. All you have to do is hit a little small bump with the back wheel. Over it goes.
And you go over.
And when you lean with this thing in a turn, you lean in the opposite direction, contrary to your lower bikes of today.
I wouldn't have
You
guessed
lean
that.
with the bike, this one you lean.
That's really crazy. What else we got? Right.
Well, we thought since you did such a good job on this, you'd like to try our bone shaker.
The bone shaker.
The bone
All right,
shaker.
what's that? Which one is that?
This is the bone shaker. This was made in the 1840s. It's made of all hand-forged iron
All iron
and wood,
and wood. All right.
and it's very heavy and very slick.
This, by the way, is the first bicycle with pedals.
Good heavens. That's all
This
metal.
one weighs
No.
good
Where does this
60
get?
pounds.
Is this from England, too?
No, this very comfy.
Well, that's not too bad.
Now,
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Yes.
okay, this one isn't really
Maybe you
difficult.
can catch yourself.
We should line you up. Okay, go ahead.
Give me something easy.
All right, would you like a partner?
Yeah.
Ed,
Hey, come on.
we have a companion bicycle.
Right here?
Yes.
Isn't this sweet?
This bicycle you can ride two side by side.
How's this going to work with our
Oops, my handle just came off.
different weights?
The weight
Ed,
makes no
excuse me, let me
Yeah.
take the grips off because they're kind of loose. We don't have them.
A person can ride this double, or one can put the seat in the center and ride
Hi,
it
big
single.
guy.
Hi, fella.
You live in the neighborhood?
Let's go to Oxnard.
No, this.
How about our weight? I'm much heavier
Makes
than
no
John.
difference.
Makes no difference?
My husband is large, and he rides with my little daughter on there.
Okay, you all set?
Yes, sir.
Start pedaling.
Okay,
Work
push on.
together.
Have you made up your...
Another fine
to
mess
help
you've
me.
gotten me into.
Teamwork.
Well, I was
Have
just
you made
trying.
up your mind who's going to do the steering now?
Yeah, who's going to steer?
Who's going to steer?
Well, you've been doing it for so long.
I'll steer.
Okay.
This time I'll steer, and then later you could steer. Just where I wanted to go.
I can go back and do a commercial.
Well, that's crazy. That's really crazy. We got
You want
another one?
something real easy?
Yeah.
All right, Lou, how about our Bellmobile? Is that very easy?
What else? Is that this one here?
Yes,
Well, this looks nice.
it's very light.
This is a child's tricycle.
Well, that's easy. That's.
And you can see the principle of the drive. Both treadle and seat propel the bike.
Oh ho ho! Aha!
You've got to keep your feet moving and then bounce with it.
In other words, you don't pedal normally.
No, just push back and forth. I'll have to give you a shove to get you right.
The seat comes up and up.
That way, Jack.
That's the funnest bike of all. Ah, that is really insane. We gotta say goodbye? Yeah, I thank you so much for being here, Jeannie. Thank you. Oh!
We'll be back. Here's Ed with a word about Alpo.
If you've ever been awakened by a cold, wet nose, you know your dog has a lot of different ways to show how he loves you. And you show your love lots of ways, too. One of the nicest, from our dog's point of view, is by feeding him his favorite, Alpo. There you go, pal. Okay. Like this Alpo beef chunks dinner that Colonel here really is looking forward to. Alpo is something that most dog foods don't. Real beef. Nice, big chunks of it. That's what sets Alpo apart from most of the others. Meat byproducts and beef chunks. And you know how your dog loves that. The other thing that you can be sure about with Alpo is that every can contains all the vitamins and minerals recommended to keep a dog healthy. So if your dog isn't already getting Alpo, consider switching him to it, because we think Alpo Beef Chunks Dinner is a very nice way to say, I love you, to your dog. You know, this is National Dog Week, sponsored by the Pet Food Institute, and Alpo would like to join them in saying, deserve to be your dog's best friend. You got it all.
You just joined us. We have Miss Barbara Hauer with her tonight, who has a book called Laughing All the Way about Washington and some kind of inside stories. Vincent Price is with us, John O'Banion. And this gal here we have not seen for about a year. I don't think she's been with us. But this Friday night, her first television special called Don't Call Me Mama Anymore will be showed on CBS. And this is her latest album, which RCA, which happens to have the title of the same name, Don't Call Me Mama Anymore. Would you welcome, please, Cass Elliot. Cass?
Good evening.
All right, I won't call you Mama anymore.
I hope not.
You give up the Mama Cass Elliot.
Yeah, I'd like to have it. Some people think my first name is Marmalade.
There was a period in your life, and
yeah, it's gone now, and I would like to, you know, to have a last name like a real person.
Like a real person.
Yes, like a real person.
How have you been? It's been a long time.
Well, one of the reasons it's been a long time is that I fell down in my kitchen and had a football injury. You know, last time I was on the show, we were talking about how I was in love with all those football players.
Yeah.
So I had to go out and get injured like one so that I could be one of the club.
What did you really do? Did you take a spill?
I tore all the cartilage in my knee. Just me and every other quarterback. I wish.
Yeah,
However.
did you have to go in and have that fellow?
I had surgery done, and...
I'm sorry.
So was I.
Yes, of course.
Amazingly enough.
Because that's smarts.
Smarts. And then these guys go back to work, you know, like in 6 weeks. They're back out there, you know.
You ought to see what poor Joe Namath goes through before a football game. People would not believe it.
Now with
the braces, steel braces on his legs, on his knees, and
not fun.
All
I
trussed
wouldn't
up.
recommend it if you're looking for a little fun. Go to a drive-in. It's better.
All the accidents, everybody who gets hurt happens in the home, right?
Most of them.
Somebody falls down in the bathtub or the kitchen like that.
Yeah.
Were you excited about your special coming up?
Yes.
Did you have fun? Who?
I really did have fun.
I know Dick Van Dyke is on the show.
Joel Gray.
Joel Gray.
It's the first time I've ever done a show that I had a little bit of control over, you know, and...
Did what you wanted to do.
For the most part, and I saw it yesterday, and the first time even when I've done this show, I never watch it.
Why not?
I'm nervous, you know?
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on really? Yourself. You've been doing it 14 years. You're not nervous. You don't care.
No, not 14, not yet.
Oh, well,
11.
Scratch 2
11.
or whatever. But, I mean, I get nervous, and so I never watch myself, and I went yesterday to a screening, and I saw it, and it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, some of it's real good, and some of it is, but that's all right. It's good.
Yeah. Well, Joel Grill is not bad, Academy Award winner.
Yeah, not chopped liver.
Dick. Somebody said you got...
Maybe he is chopped liver.
Somebody said you had the animal.
Oh, Gentle Ben.
Well, yeah, now what? Gentle Ben, the bear that was in the...
The bear that played Gentle Ben, whose name is actually Bruno.
See what happens to Hollywood? They come here right away.
It should be
get
the
an
other way
agent.
around.
The agent says to the bear, you know... And
it should be the other way around.
The bear's
Ben's
agent
too
is a
plain.
beaver. You didn't know that. Says, why don't you change your name to Gentle Ben?
He is a beaver.
Yeah.
I've met him.
Why did you have Gentle Ben on?
I don't know. Somebody said it was a good idea.
No,
He
I'm
ate a Tootsie
serious.
Roll. He ate a Tootsie Roll.
Of all the guest stars, how did Gentle Ben show up?
I don't really know. That's not on there. You're not supposed to ask.
Yes, I'm going to ask you. Gentle Ben.
Well, I don't know. Somebody said... Oh, well, I'll tell you. I wanted a big sports figure on the show.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. Give me a chance. Because, you know, I love sports.
Yeah.
Right now, I came on the show one time and said that I was really in love with Jack Snow, and nothing happened.
That's
You remember
right.
That. Now, I've sort of got this sexual fantasy about Fred Biletnikoff from the Oakland Raiders.
You always go for receivers, don't you?
I certainly do.
You ever not just... Yes, you're in a pattern there.
And so we couldn't get anybody like that, so we decided to get Secretariat because he's, you know, the horse of the year, and he's a, you know, the horse does not do television. He's a very exclusive horse.
Probably holding out for his own show or
so
something.
we got, you know, yeah, probably his own series. They just walk him around and pay him a lot of money.
I imagine they would be scared to take that horse into a building, you know, or anything like that, because if it breaks a leg or something,
Yeah, he could hurt himself.
it's all over.
Yeah, but, you know, he don't have to race. He can just, for a lot of money.
What would you have done if you'd have had the horse on the show?
I don't know, actually.
You know, after
You're getting back to...
like this, and it's all over. He counts to 3, and
Well, he's been offered a lot of money to go to Las Vegas, of all places, to just walk him around on the stage for 15 minutes. He's
Are you
been
serious?
offered more than I make in a month.
That's incredible.
Aren't we in the wrong business? If my legs were just a little longer, I don't know.
Just to look at the horse.
Just to look at the horse, but he's a great horse.
Yeah.
He's pretty.
Somebody told me you had a day back in your hometown. They held a day for you.
They had Cass Elliott Day in Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, that's a kick, isn't it?
And we had a parade. Oh, it's a great kick. We've been preempted in Baltimore. The special is not showing in Baltimore until 5 o'clock the next afternoon. It's been preempted by some other show. I'm really mad about that.
Why's that?
I don't know why that is.
Do they have a baseball game or something back there that
It's
day?
actually Alistair Cook. So when I get to England, I'm going to punch him in the mouth.
Preempted in your own hometown?
In my own hometown. We even had the mayor and everybody. And just, you know, and it was in signs and a parade, and...
Were you born there, or is that where you started?
I was born there and raised in that general area, Washington, Virginia, you know, that whole area.
It's always a thrill when you go back, don't they? Hold a parade.
It was a great thrill. I mean, we really had a, and especially have a parade. I mean, you know, I could show, you know, my family who told me, you'll never make it in this business, kid. You know?
Did you say we have some film or we have to do a commercial? No film. We do have a piece of film? Is this from the,
Now, I have not seen this.
What's
so
this
don't
from?
expect me to be blastingly witty here.
From the big day in... I didn't know we had any film. All right, let's see the big day in Baltimore.
Every day you learn something new.
They'll probably preempt this, so they won't be showing it.
There it is. Isn't she wonderful? Isn't that nice how they did that? They had clowns and everything. The kids came out on the street.
I, William Donald Schaefer, Mayor of the city, do hereby proclaim August the 15th,
I'm getting my high school diploma
1973 as Cass Elliott Day in Baltimore.
I never graduated from high school, you see, so they gave me my high
Cass, I
school
want to
diploma.
give you the biggest key to the city of Baltimore, and
Oh,
there
there
goes
goes
the
the
plate
script.
down there. There goes my speech. I'm telling you, we're having a real time here. But we're going to get you this key. We're going to get this key to you no matter what. Bring my...
He was really wonderful. He really was wonderful.
Was that the
My
mayor?
pleasure
Yeah,
to
that's Mayor
hand to
Schaefer
you
of
that
Baltimore.
diploma that is 13 years overdue.
That's my mom putting the robe on me.
Forest Park High School honorary diploma has been awarded to Ellen Naomi Cohen.
Oops,
Cass
that's
Elliott
the real name.
on the successful completion of the general curriculum given under the hand of the seal, the city of Baltimore, the 15th day of August, 1973, signed by everyone.
I don't know.
Look at all those folks.
Look
Can
at
you
that.
imagine that? All those folks came right out there. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Your honorary, get the cap and...
Yes.
How about that? Why didn't you ever finish high school in Baltimore?
Actually, because I wanted to go into show business, and I had taken all these courses to go into medical school, and I was accepted into medical school, and I thought if I didn't graduate from high school, they couldn't send me to medical school. So I quit 2 weeks before graduation. But I wear my high school ring all the time. I'm crazy. What can I tell you?
Got your still high school ring?
So I wear my high school ring, and then they said, we're going to go back. We'd like you to come back. I said, I'll come back on one condition, if you give me a diploma. So
I think that's
they
kind of
did.
right. I did the same thing when I was in college. I cut two courses and didn't finish the exams and had to go back and do it later because I had a job at a radio station. And at that time, that sounded like the thing to do. You know, nice split,
Now
went down and
I'm
took the
grateful
job.
that I got my high school diploma because now I can get a decent job, you know, get out of this business.
That's right.
I mean, they tell you can't get a job without a high school
I've always wanted to go to high school in those little match folders, you know, where it says,
Draw me.
draw me or finish high. Learn meat cutting at home is what I want to do. So
There's no meat.
then you always have a job. We'll be right back after this word from Celanese. Yes, we will.
Kitty, Wanda, I just saw my song. Now we can take our show downstairs to Broadway.
Oh, that's terrific. Was it the Coat song?
Sure.
Well, let's all sing it together. Okay.
It's a playable,
Stretch ball.
comfortable kind of a day. Da-dee-dee. Life is woven with Fortrell, and we're living the action-packed way.
Fortrell polyester.
It's tailored, trim, and you can bet that the shape you see is the shape you get.
Belted
Welted, cinched,
or trenched.
how luxurious, washable, wearable, kind of a danceable, wonderful, wrinkle-free kind of a day.
Raincoats woven of Fortrell polyester for comfort, stretch, and action. Fortrell. Look for the name on the tag in the store.
Pollen, you said was getting to you today?
Yeah, for like 2 days. It's
Yeah.
been driving me crazy.
It wouldn't affect your singing if you would do a number for us tonight?
I would adore to do it.
This is your new single, right?
Yes.
Shall walk to the spot.
Thank you.
into the best part of my life. Catching fire, climbing higher. There's nothing I can see to hold me down. I'll keep trying till I'm flying, and I'm feeling no pain. There's a song that's hung in my brain. I wanna sing. I'm going out of control to the music that's in my soul. I wanna sing. Today could be the best I've ever known. If I take time, I can make time. I'm going where I've never been before. Won't be long now. I'm getting strong now, and I'm feeling no pain. There's a song that's hung in my brain. I wanna sing. I'm going out of control to the music that's in my soul. I wanna sing. I finally feel the future's on my side. No more blue songs, only new songs. And I'm feeling no pain. There's a song that's hung in my brain. I wanna sing. I'm going out of control to the music that's in my soul. I wanna sing. 'Cause I'm coming to the best part. Yes, I'm coming to the best part. Now I'm coming to the best part of my I tell you, that's kind of how
I'd not
I feel.
heard that before, but that's a good song.
It's really the way I feel. Things
the
are
best
going
part.
so
Everything is-
good for me, with the special and the new album and everything.
Yeah, that's great.
That I'm real excited.
Did you ever have a period in your life where it was the other way, where you said,
Yeah,
forget it?
yesterday was grim.
Moody, huh?
Oh, and my nose was,
Hey, thanks for doing that. That's nice. Hope it's big for you. We'll return in a moment. We have a word from General Foods, and then Vincent Price will join us, John O'Banion, and Barbara Hauer.
This is part of my work. With a PhD in biology, I teach and do research in immunology. As a mother, I also try to do a little research before I buy anything for my family. But I must admit, my boys were the ones who introduced me to Tang. They wanted it because they loved the way Tang tastes. And when I saw all the vitamin C it contained, I had to say, okay. Now Tang fits right into my home. The astronauts aren't the only ones who drink Tang.
We Americans love coffee, but coffee can be bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter. You could even see a bitter cup of coffee on a man's face. To take some of the bitterness out of your life, switch to Sanka brand decaffeinated coffee. When we take out the caffeine, we also take out a lot of the bitterness, leaving just a good, smooth-tasting cup of real coffee. Sanka decaffeinated coffee. If it's less bitter, it's better.
I'm a big Vincent Price fan. I always have been. He's probably one of the best-known actors probably in the entire world. And we talked with him the last time he was here about being like stereotyped in movies as always the villain, and been most successful at it. And off-screen, when he's not acting, he has a great variety of interests. Art, of course, is one of them. He has a beautiful book called The Treasury of American Art. And his newest film, what would you think the name of this is? Theater of Blood is coming out soon. Would you welcome, please, Mr. Vincent Price?
Yeah.
Good evening. Do you get that all the time like that's all you've ever done in motion pictures, which it's not?
I know, no. But, you know, I was so jealous that you had Cass Elliot Day in Baltimore. I've never had Vincent Price Day in St. Louis.
Never?
No, they'd probably hang me from the arch.
Now, when they hear that, I'll bet you 8 to 5, before the week is out, you'll get a letter saying we want to hold a Vincent Price Day in St. Louis. I saw you the other night talking about typecasting. It was a Western.
Yeah.
You played a feudal land baron. Remember that picture?
Dragonwick.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good picture.
Yeah, it was a good picture.
Yeah.
And you were nasty and mean and evil.
But lovable.
But
Johnny.
cute.
Sweet. I always feel I get the dirty end of the stick, if you'll pardon the expression.
No, I think, we talked about this once on the show. I think the type of thing, and you love doing them.
Yeah, they're great
You love
fun
doing
to do.
those. It's like because everybody loves the horror stories and the mystery stuff. And they're timeless.
Yeah.
They're not dated at all, right?
Well, you know, you get to play such different kinds of parts. I mean, the hero is so dull. You know what I mean, huh?
Yeah, the good guy is always...
Yeah, but the hero's usually a fairly dull, straightforward guy. He's got to be good. But in Theater of Blood, for instance, I play 8 Shakespearean parts. Now, I'm an old Shakespearean ham actor, and I don't win the Critics' Circle Award. So, to get even with them, I kill off all the critics.
One by one.
Yeah, but the lovely thing was, you know, that when the English actors read the plot of the picture, they all wanted to be in it.
Right.
And so we have 12 of the best actors in England. Robert Morley and Dennis Price and Diana Rigg and Coral Brown. Fantastic people in it. And I knock them all off.
And go around one by one.
Yeah, one by one. Each one according to a play in Shakespeare.
Now, that's really a kind of a tour de force for an actor to be able to do something
fun.
like that. Do people, when they meet you, I heard you talking to a couple of the fellows in the hall, I was in the makeup room, tend to associate with you all the time, or to frighten people? Karloff used to get that question all the time, and he was a gentle, kind man. Was a lovely, quiet man.
A very
you know.
sweet man. I had a wonderful thing happen the other day in an airport. I was sitting minding my own business, and this girl came up to me and she said, "You're not, are you?" And I said, "I'm not who?" And she said, "Boris Karloff." And I said, "No." I said, she said, "You're not Boris Karloff?" And I said, "No, he's dead." And she looked at me and said, "He is," and walked away.
Never asked who you were?
Never asked who I was at all.
Not exactly an ego builder, is it?
It was one of the most humiliating things that has ever happened to me.
He is, and she just split.
Just went away. Didn't have the slightest idea who I was. She knew I wasn't Peter Lorre because he was short.
Right. I wish we had that film clip. I think we talked about it one night on the show. And I think you were in that picture. Did you do a picture with Peter and Boris?
And Boris and Basil. I did one called Tales of Terror. And another one, yeah, somebody saw it. And, you know, this week in Paris, there's 7 of my pictures playing in a film festival. Can you imagine anything more depressing?
Not a bit. I think that's great. People love that.
Yeah, I think they do. They go all night long on the Champs-Élysées. There's nothing else to do in Paris anymore.
But no, that film clip I was talking about, and I don't know who had it, but I saw it one night. And there was a scene where you were trying to break into a safe or something, and it was at the outtake. It was never in the picture, of course. And you were breaking up.
Yeah.
You were putting each other on. Now, there was something so strange about seeing you and Karloff and Lorre acting like children and giggling when this was supposed to be a very intense, diabolical scene, and all of a sudden somebody would do something to somebody, and you'd all sit there and giggle.
But Peter was the most hysterical man in the world, you know. He had marvelous gags. We did a picture called The Raven.
Oh, sure.
And it was a wonderful kind of spoof. And as we were walking down, I always keep my folks buried in the house because it's very convenient. I can get at them, you see.
Right.
And so we were going down to get a little hair of a dead man down in the cellar. And when we got down there, Peter went along this great balustrade and all of this marvelous stuff, you know. He said, "I guess it's kind of hard to keep these big places clean." And So we got down there, and I opened up the coffin, and I reached in, a hand came out, and I said, "Down, Daddy, down." And I got a little bit of hair and said, "Forgive me, Father." And I said, "I keep him here." And Peter said, "Here? Where else?"
Yeah, he was a nice man.
You never said a word in the script, but it was very funny.
Yeah. Hey, the book is lovely. I was just
thank
looking
you.
at it.
It was a lot of work, but it was great fun to do.
I know of your great and tremendous knowledge of art.
Well, I'm fascinated by American art, you know, because I don't think a lot of people think there is anything called American art.
Yeah, if you ask people to say to name painters right away, they start thinking they're Rembrandts and
Renoir, French
Renoir and so
painters,
forth.
English painters, but there is a really very, very real American art. As a matter of fact, I've just been invited to go to Poland. No jokes.
Oh, no way.
And to
look at their picture?
No. No. Oh, that's unfair.
Now, you know.
That's unfair.
Now, that was, make it Estonia. That's Estonia or whatever. Silly.
No, we're going to take a lot of American Indian art over there because they love anything to do with the West. And I have a great big painting called The Death of Sitting Bull, done by an eyewitness, an Indian.
Is that right?
So I'm going to take it over there and lend it to them and to the Russians.
Is the great majority of American art, the American Indian, a great percentage of it?
A lot of it is, but I think it's the first book that has 2 living American Indian artists in it.
That's great. Let me take a quick break here, and we'll return in just a moment. Stay with us.
Scott's Liquid Gold has the perfect answer. Their new countertop and stainless steel cleaner. Just spray it on, wipe it dry. You won't believe how it cleans off dust, grease, water stains, fingerprints. Clean, polished, and looking like new again. Try the newest member of our family, Scott's Liquid Gold countertop and stainless steel cleaner.
Would you dare to skip a day with your antiperspirant? I did. With Mitchum for problem perspiration. I believed at $3.50 its protection had better last a long time. It did. Through the first day and even the second day. Yet Mitchum's buffered to be gentle. Yes, you might even skip a day with Mitchum. It's that good.
Now for perspirers who prefer a soft, absorbent powder every day. New Mitchum Spray Powder.
I was just looking through this Treasury of American Art. It's really a lovely book with the reproductions and everything. You know, usually when you say art, a lot of people get panicked because a lot of people aren't educated about art, and there seems to be almost a revival, at least in this country, of now people becoming conscious of paintings and wanting to have them and enjoy them in their home, and yet people get very scared when they go into a gallery sometimes.
Kind of uptight about it, yeah.
Like if something is expensive, that makes it good.
But all the publicity about art today is about how much it costs, you know, not how good it is. And I think it's frightened a lot of people away from it.
Right.
And it really is something that we should have around and enjoy instead of all of that ersatz junk that's sent over from Europe.
Yeah.
You know?
There are also art snobs, too, aren't there? Like there are wine snobs. In other words, a painting is only good if it's of flamenco, something hanging on the wall.
Of the blue period or something.
Yes,
yeah.
and the painting itself can be something that you wouldn't want to live with.
No.
And yet if you have it in your house, you have to live with it. What about people, you can rent paintings.
Oh, yeah,
Most people don't know
great
this.
idea. Museums you can rent paintings.
You can rent a $50,000 or $100,000 Van Gogh or Sicily or something like that and hang it on the wall. You get a guard that lives in.
Yeah, it lives in with a gun.
But that's kind of impressive. You're just going to have the neighbors over for a night. You know, and you go down and hang a Rembrandt on the wall, just for the night.
One of the first parties I ever went to Hollywood, it was a great big movie mogul, and he had all these wonderful paintings in the house, and they were all rented for the night.
Really?
Yeah. I wondered what if he had another party the next night. There weren't that many pictures in Hollywood.
They're all gone.
Yeah.
So I had a bad day at the track, and you cash it all in. You paint at all?
Nope, don't.
Did you ever try?
Yes, I tried and found out I had no talent.
How long did it take you before everybody
Before
says
I found
anybody
out?
can paint, and that's not true. Everybody can't paint, obviously.
No, you can't paint. It takes a lot of work to paint. You know, it really takes a tremendous talent. I studied all about it, but I have no talent.
No.
So I just quit and decided to be a good audience for it. Because without them, you ain't got no show.
That's for sure. Most people should start, I suppose, if you start with oils, because you can change as you go along, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And fool around. It's good therapy, though. Want to do this, and then John, and then Barbara? Fred? Yeah. Fred's watching Bedtime for Bonzo on the other channel. We'll take a break. Stay right with us. We shall be right back.
As you know, your body is curved all over. We're going to take one of those curves and show you what happens on Simmons Beauty Rest coils. Because they're individually pocketed and compressed, they're free to push up and fill in all over. But at equal pressure, these ordinary coils don't fill in as readily. That's why Beauty Rest gives you all the support you need to get a good night's sleep without having to work at it. It's like an overnight vacation.
Boy, get just a few pounds overweight and you feel like you're dragging around a ball and chain. The whole world feels uncomfortable. You don't make those graceful moves like you used to. And the fact that you aren't the only one doesn't make it any better. Let the Special K breakfast help you. It tastes great, but it's less than 240 calories, 99% fat-free. If you exercise and eat this smart at every meal, you could lose that extra weight. And the Special K breakfast is a great start.
John O'Banion made his first television appearance with us several months ago, and some very nice things seem to be happening with his career. He opens October the 29th in Houston at the Regency Hyatt House and starts recording with Bell Records in just a few weeks. He's a handsome young man and a fine singer. Would you welcome, please, John O'Banion.
has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Got to find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goal. People like the way dreams have us sticking to the soul. Rain comes after thunder, winter comes after fall. Sometimes I think I'm not after anything at all. Yeah, rivers below where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Got to find my corner of the sky. Maybe some misty day we're gonna find me gone, and far away you'll hear me singing to the dawn, and you wonder if I'm happy there a little more than I've been, and the answer will come back to you like laughter from the wind. Yeah, rivers below where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Got to find my corner, my little corner, my little corner of the sky.
That's John O'Banion. He's a fine singer. I think you're going to be reading a lot about him because he also smokes in bed. Little humor there. After this brief word from our sponsor, Barbara Hauer will join us and we'll talk about her new book.
Honey, this morning I'll make our pot of coffee.
Thanks, but I want Taster's Choice freeze-dried. It tastes like ground roast.
But for breakfast, we need a pot of coffee.
So we'll make a pot of Taster's Choice, huh? I take out the basket, boil my water, then add Taster's Choice 100% freeze-dried coffee. You see how neat? No messy grounds to clean up.
Can I butter the toast?
For ground roast flavor, Taster's Choice by the pot. It's a neat idea.
Take a good look at your wood paneling. Looks dull and faded. Well, Scott's Liquid Gold was specially formulated for wood paneling that has been dried out by heat, air conditioning, and sunlight. It's not a cover-up, but goes down below the surface to restore and preserve the natural beauty of fine wood. Liquid Gold cleans away dirt and helps hide scratches and water stains. Remember, for best results, don't use wax after using Liquid Gold. Use Liquid Gold regularly, in aerosol or liquid.
Barbara Hauer is with us this evening. She has a book called Laughing All the Way, which is a bestseller. It's about Washington and memoirs and anecdotes delivered with the kind of candor that's become her trademark. And we're very happy she could fly in to be with us tonight. Would you welcome, please, Barbara Hauer. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I must tell you, it's my birthday, and I want to thank Cass Elliot for singing the best song a woman who's 39 years old could have sung on her birthday. Today's the beginning of the best time of my life.
Is this your birthday?
Yes.
Well, happy birthday. And you gave your age.
I gave my
And you
age.
gave your age.
Well, why not,
You're
Johnny? I've
absolutely
always
right.
wanted to be Jack Benny's age on the Johnny Carson show.
Well, I'll tell you, you're a striking-looking 39.
Thank you
really
very
are.
much. I wonder why women always feel they're not supposed to tell their age, that we're supposed to be obsolete like a washing machine when we get to be a certain mellowness. I'm not so certain I'll feel so good about saying it when I'm 40, but right now at 39, it is the beginning of the best time of my life.
I think if you're going to lie about your age, you should always say that you're older. Because then everybody says, like, I'm 32. I was 32 Wednesday. And I think if anybody asks my age, I say, oh, I'm 35. And people say, why, my goodness, you look so young.
You were working at the reverse business, huh? Just add a few years.
Absolutely.
Last time, I enjoyed your book, first of all. And many people, you know, when a book comes out, normally look in the back to see. I'm sure they did this in Washington, because many times they list the names of people or events alphabetically. So everybody turns to the back to see if their name is mentioned in the book, right? Right. But you don't have that, so I had to read the whole book to see if I was in it. And I was in the book. And I got the feeling, it was just a small little mention, but when you were here on the show some years ago, you said, now maybe I'm getting this out of context and you can correct me, that you thought I didn't like you, or something like that.
I think at that time, Johnny, I didn't particularly like myself, and I think that I did not behave on the air with any essence of professionalness, or let me put it this way, I was simply terrified, and I made something of a fool of myself, and I don't think you like me, and I wouldn't have liked me either if I'd been sitting in your chair. Like me tonight, I'm going to be a lot nicer.
Okay, I like it. I like it. It's your birthday, too. The book is fascinating. Have you got any flack from it at all? Are people unhappy?
Well, I think that there has been some flack from it. Anytime you write a book that's candid, that throws a little much-needed light on the shenanigans of power and politicians, there are a lot of people that are not going to like it. But by and large, the people that I really am very hard on, I don't choose to see, nor do they choose to see me. And the rest of the people either take it very much in their stride, or, as I say, we don't see one another. The thing about powerful people and politicians is that they're very much like people in show business, only they carry it to a further extreme. They really don't care too much what you say about them as long as you're saying something about them. It's the whole perpetuation of, I'm in there doing something. So I found a lot of people that I was less than kind to coming up and being awfully good to me. It makes me very nervous.
Because you made them important enough to include them in the book, and as long as you at least mention them, that
I
meant
think they're
that
afraid I'm going to do a sequel and say something worse, and that's why they're being nice.
Politics is, of course, a power game, and I would think one of the toughest jobs in the world would be to be married, the wife of a politician. Do you find that there is a great deal of problems in marriages between powerful political figures and the wife?
Well, I think it depends an awful lot on the age of the politician and exactly who the politician is. For instance, my own particular senator, whose birthday is also today, Sam Irving, and his wife have been married longer than, most people ever live. So I think there is no problem in that marriage.
She fell in love with those eyebrows.
You take the very young politician and his wife. This is not easy because it's a different generation. It's a woman who has come along with some idea that she would like an identity of her own. She would like some autonomy over her life, and in politics you have none. Plus the fact, you remember that in this country where there's so much hypocrisy about the divorce laws, that 2 out of 3 marriages in this country end in divorce, and yet we rarely elect a man who's found that he's made a mistake in his marriage.
Right.
So when these people get married, they're stuck with each other forever, and I can't imagine anything worse than having to put a good face on a bad marriage.
Yes, that's, yes. But you see, politicians' wives have one, I think, terrible disadvantage, is that their husband has to be elected by votes, so they constantly, and I know a few wives who have told me privately without mentioning the parties, if they have to smile and shake hands at one more ladies' tea, where they've invited the women in, and say the right thing at the right time and always be on your behavior, that must be a terribly tough thing to bear, because it directly reflects on possibly your husband's election.
This is true, and also the ego knows no sex, knows no gender. A woman who's worked going into shopping centers and saying, "Hi, I'm Barbara Howard, and my husband's running for office. Can he kiss your foot and get your vote?" She works very hard to get him there. Then when they get there, it's all of a sudden, "Isn't he the most marvelous savior of all mankind?" And she's nothing but the woman who sends out his shirts and brings them back lightly starched so he can stand up there and do this to the crowds. No one wants to be remembered as the wife of the politician or the wife of the man who discovers the cure for cancer. History has no recollection of her. I can frankly think of nothing worse than being a first lady, particularly this first lady. I mean, it must be a very tough time for her.
It is. No, I think it's tough for anybody, but right now, it's got to be a tremendous emotional thing to bear up under what they have to bear. You feel for the families of all of these people. For the first time, I saw that interview the other night with Martha Mitchell, and everybody makes jokes about Martha Mitchell, and she makes jokes about herself in a way, and yet for the first time, I felt I almost cried out for her. She looked so harassed and carrying such a weight on her shoulders. Yeah, it did there for the first time.
Everything in this woman's life, whether you believe in what she stands for or what her husband stood for, which I assume few do now, you must realize that she has nothing that is hers. It's all fallen apart, you know, right before her very eyes. And this, you know, this is not an easy thing for anyone to take in their stride, much less a woman who has married a man thinking that he is going to make the world a better place in which to live. He gets to Washington, he gets corrupted by power, as power absolutely does corrupt, and she turns around one day and this man she's promised to love, honor, and obey and look up to is being indicted and hauled into this court and smeared over this paper, rightly or wrongly, whether he deserves it or not. Must be awful tough. You know, it's like waking up with a nightmare on your hands.
When you say power corrupts, and I don't want to correct you, but it's the misuse of power, really, isn't it? I mean, power doesn't necessarily have to corrupt. Power can be good.
Well,
but the misuse of the power.
I think that that's probably splitting a hair. I think that anyone who gets accustomed to the trappings of great power, like the trappings of great luxury, will bend their integrity awfully much like a pretzel in order to keep that power. As Mr. Mencken says, looking for an honest politician is like looking for an honest burglar. And I believe that there are very few people in the American system that will not twist their integrity in order to keep the trappings of power. And I think that's what we're faced with now.
It is a sad commentary, though, isn't it, to say that this is the way it must be. And you hear so many people when you go to parties, and Watergate always comes up, and a lot of people will say, well, you know, that's the way politics works. This is not really important. I mean, everybody and all administrations have done these things. But not to this extent, really. I mean, this is
absolutely, and this is what's been so bad about Watergate, is the apathy has now turned around to being absolute cynicism, where people will say, "Oh, don't tell me about Watergate, I'm tired of it, they've all been stealing us blind, they're all robbers." This is not so, and the people who are crying and screaming for Watergate to be over should stop and remember that I, at 39, a total product of the American system, believing in the democracy and the Constitution, turn around and say, the most precious thing that I have, my most complete right, is a right to vote in a free election. And those people took that away from me, and they were on their way to stealing away the rest of the government. Yeah. So you can't just sweep that aside. That's just something you've got to remember.
Well, you spend most of your time in Washington now, don't you? It must be a rather uptight place right now.
It is so uptight. It is the most uptight place. And of course, the constant conversation now is about Vice President Agnew. There has been some conversation that this has been created at the Vice President's expense to take a little of the heat off the President in Watergate. But the main topic of conversation is, if the Vice President either steps down voluntarily or he is forced to step down, does a president who may or may not deserve to be impeached, who may or may not be impeached, have the right to choose for us a vice president? And of course, all the wags in Washington say that if the president has a right to select someone to follow in Mr. Agnew's steps, God forbid, that he will choose someone who will be much more lenient if he gets to be president on the people in the Watergate who will be able to be prosecuted when they get out of office. And the rumor is that the person that would be the most kind toward the Nixon crowd, the Watergate crowd, would be John Connally.
In other words, they're already looking at this as a fait accompli.
Absolutely. Everyone has an opinion. You go to a cocktail party. Do you want John Connally or don't you? Not do you want scotch, bourbon, or vodka. Do
like
you
this
want
is
John
all
Connally?
on the
I
rocks.
never cast a vote for John Connally. I mean, he, to me, has all of Lyndon Johnson's vices and none of his virtues. I have no desire to have John Connally thrust upon me. I mean, does anyone? I wouldn't know.
You get invited to many parties down in
Not at
Washington,
the
Barbara?
Connollys.
Not at the Connollys, I would imagine. But I imagine when you do go to parties, and that's where you pick up information and so forth, do people kind of avoid you? Are they a little reluctant to really tell you anything?
Well, if they've got something to hide, they're very cautious that they don't get seated next to me at dinner, because I do like to ferret it out, and I would love to come on here and tell it every time I know something, because I believe that a government that's being run properly, that they can discuss what they're doing, and it can be talked about. So there are a few people who still avoid me like the plague, and the number's growing, I guess, after tonight.
I think it was John Ehrlichman who said when he was testifying about something, he was tired of seeing senators or congressmen coming onto the floor half in the bag or under the influence of alcohol trying to make decisions like this was a great deal of this going on in Washington.
Well, there is
any
a great
validity
deal of
into
it
that?
going on, but that was one of Mr. Ehrlichman's problems. Every state has the right to select their own congressmen and their own senators. And if the state of Mississippi wants to put a boozer in office, that's that state's business and none of Mr. Ehrlichman's business, and he had no business to peep and pry on him and try to keep him from office. If you want a drink, that's NBC's problem. They put you here. It has nothing to do with Mr. Ehrlichman.
We have classes here. Ed goes to them every Saturday night at NBC to talk about this very problem. No, but he left the impression, you're right in what you say, they have elected them, he gave the impression that people were on the floor making decisions, you know, about what affects us in the country, and he thought that was wrong, and people should know about it.
Well, I think most people do know about it, particularly the states that send these representatives. There are a lot of congressmen and senators there who chase women. Most of the senators are too old to chase women, but there are some congressmen who do.
Is there a lot of hanky-panky?
Well, there is a great deal, yes. Well, you know, when you are faced with the burdens of governing or placing a vote that's going to mean something of national importance, I suspect that it gets just as trying and tedious, and you get just as tense as you do doing anything else. So they're only human beings. Politicians are no, you know, deities. They're flesh and blood, just like us. They line up to see Deep Throat, and naturally, if they've got a pretty secretary and a wife who's always nagging them, they're going to do just what any insurance salesman or any talk show commentator or
I try not to get too tense. So that there is a certain amount of it, I suppose. That's normal, yes.
Why would we expect them to be any different than we are?
Well, Buzz Aldrin, the astronaut, came out the other day and said he was a little tired of the American people trying to hold them up as godlike people, you know, the astronauts he was talking about, because they're not the all-American hero. They're, as you say, have all the foibles and peccadillos, I suppose, that everyone has.
As a taxpayer, I'm getting tired of holding them up there in the sky.
You really think that's too long, huh?
I think it's getting to be a bit much. When you can't buy a piece of meat for your plate, but you can hit the moon, there's something, I get a little conservative. I didn't know I had that kind of conservation.
You should be able to have both. Yes. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. I didn't know it was your birthday. book is fascinating. It's called Laughing All the Way. Where'd you get that title?
From E.E. Cummings. Looking forward into the future and backward into the past, I walk along the highest hills and I laugh about it all the way. What else from Washington can you do but laugh?
That's not a bad way to go through life. Keep your sense of humor. Nice to have you with us tonight,
Thank
Barbara,
you.
and happy birthday. And
Thank
Vincent, thank you. And Cass, I thank you. And tomorrow night we have Michael Landon with us, Johnny Mathis, Will Chamberlain is with us tomorrow, and Cheryl Stoppelmore. Thank you. Good night.